To make a hand-painted glass, you will need enamel paint, paintbrushes, a stencil, and a glass. Here I have contact paper that I am using on the stencil, which I made on my silhouette. If you don't know how to make one of those, I will have a video for that too. If you know how to make a decal on a Cricut or a silhouette, then all you do is just get rid of the part that you would normally keep and you're left with a stencil. I have 6 different colors of paint for this particular glass that I'm making here. You can use whatever you would like. This is a swirl of 6 colors pattern that I'm making. Also, you can use 6 different paintbrushes like I am going to in this video, or you can use the same paintbrush and just wash it in between the colors. I find that using the 6 brushes makes you a little bit quicker, and getting the stencil off before the paint dries is critical to having crisp lines. You can use 631, which is a temporary vinyl, or I am using Oracle 651 here. I just like the way it sticks. Any color is fine. I would recommend black if you've never done this before. However, any color works. I always start with the blue paint on this design, and I make a swoop starting from the center of the letter I and out to the top of the tail. It's kind of like a horribly drawn Nike symbol that you might have put on your book covers when you were in school. I also go the other way with it. The next thing you'll do is, instead of doing the next color you're going to do, you skip that color and do the third color. So I'm doing that here, and you just follow the swoop that you've made on both sides. On both sides of the swoop. You'll see what I mean here in a second. So I did it on that outside, and then here I'm going to put it on the inside. You're leaving space for the green in this case to be between the blue and the pink. Also, these are little hops for the bubbles on this particular glass. So you do the same where you put a swoop of it, you leave space for the next color, and so on and so forth. After you do that, you'll go back in with the other colors. Your paint is drying, but you do want to be quick on this. You'll repeat this with all of the colors remaining. Don't worry if the lines are pretty see-through at this point, because you do a second coat after removing the stencil. After you've done all of the colors, still doing the colors. My background music that I use for these tutorials is Ernesto Schneck on YouTube. He does a lot of covers. I just feel like it's better than dead air or listening to me ramble on, so check him out sometime. I will have a list of the colors used in here in the description of this video if you choose to recreate this design with the exact colors. Okay, once you've got all the colors on, then you'll remove the stencil. I try to get as much of it off as I can by hand, and then I'll switch to an X-Acto knife to get the rest of it off. You've painted over the stencil, so it is a little bit hard to see it at times. But as you'll see here, I will flip the glass around and you'll see where the stencil still is to be pulled. There, you can see it. Had I used black as the color for the stencil, it might have been easier to see. But just make sure you peel all the little pieces out of your stencil no matter what design you're doing. Making sure there's no more vinyl left. And now do a second coat of each color. You will go over the spots that used to have the stencil, but we will clean it up after we bake it. After you're done with the second coat, place it in a cool oven, turn it to 350 degrees, and when the oven is done preheating, bake it for 30 minutes. Then just turn the oven off and let it cool down on its own. Remember, this is enamel paint. There's also multi-surface paint. Any of the paint that on the back says to cure, bake at 350, you can use. After it's baked, it's all hardened on, so I take a razor blade, and I've sped this up because this part is quite time consuming. But you'll just scrape along to get all of the out of line paint that you've done. It helps to look at an image, like for instance, this shape that I used as the stencil existed already. So if I look at an unused stencil or an image on the computer while I scrape off the excess, it does help me to get all of the details right. After I'm done scraping it, I take a paper towel and some rubbing alcohol and I clean up the inside of the glass along with the outside to get off any of the little scrapes of paint. Each one of these glass actually turns out slightly unique, just based on the order you put the colors in. So use this technique to make the same glass or to make a different glass. Thanks for watching.